So this really is a bipartisan group, is the main, first message I want to get across. But as you know, this group and others have visited Congressman Webster's office several times now, expressing their input on health care and education. However, each time we visited, we've requested a town hall meeting or a listening and response session open to all his constituents. Representative Webster said he'd be conducting listening sessions when he visited his district's offices a few weeks ago to do the check signing. So we're here today for the third time as this group for the sole purpose of asking Representative Webster to hold an interactive listening meeting or town hall meeting as he promised he would do. We see that he's speaking to a local chamber of commerce in his district next week on Friday. That is a lunch that requires you to pay $22 as a non-member to get in to see him. And it will exclude almost all his constituents. So we're asking again that he make himself available to all of his constituents at a listening and response session. And so I'd just like to ask you, when can we expect that to happen?
Yeah, we want him to be very aware of the fact that if we don't have these town hall meetings, we are gonna look for somebody who will.
Yeah, also,
He needs to realize that.
my concern is that he listens to us, and we will be respectful, but we respectfully want a response to our concerns before he decides to go to Washington and vote. That's just.
Agreed.
And the meeting be widely advertised so that people in this area know when he's going to be there and where. In an area large enough to hold a good sized crowd.
Yeah, we have well over 100 on our Facebook page. And the interesting thing is, okay, who told me they were on a bus going to the Women's March in Washington? How many buses?
It was in Orlando.
Oh,
It was the Orlando.
but how many people?
But there was some, there were two paid buses of $25 apiece, two big tour buses.
Two paid buses, and I'm gonna get them on our list too. So we're literally growing by leaps and bounds, and it's both parties. He really needs to understand that, because
This is more important than party affiliation, we feel. So
Yeah.
that's why we're united as both Republicans and Democrats. We both feel we need to get in front of him, and he needs to get in front of us. And frankly, that's his job. And so, as you can see, this is our third time here. We are a respectful, not a rabble-rousing crowd. We just want to interact with him
As our representative.
as our representative.
We will be, some of us will be attending Mr. Webster's presentation at the Chamber of Commerce at Citrus Hills Country Club at the cost of $22 a piece. And we don't have that kind of money in Citrus County. 60% of the people in our county are not well off. And if that's the only way, I mean, we realized that he was having a meet and greet back in February. And when we found that out, we wanted to be there. And they moved to the room. He talked for 20 minutes, refused to answer the questions, predominantly to have a town hall meeting. It's imperative for us. The Villages and Citrus County are two entirely different areas. He needs to know us both. So is he planning on having one in Citrus County as well? Because the Citrus County Chronicle posted that they would be willing to sponsor and conduct a town hall meeting with the assistance of the county sheriff's department, just so that it's going to be on the up and up. As are most indivisible groups, we are not rowdy groups. We expect that our people will definitely want to express their opinions in a very polite and courteous manner, but when somebody ignores you, and that's what happened at the other one, and I don't even think it was indivisible, to be honest with you. I think that there were some people. We're not paid. We're not paid to be there. We're not part of any pack. Okay, there are lots of stories out there of who we are. This is who we are. We're individual people. We're Republicans and Democrats. And we have,
And independence.
and independence, I'm sorry. But we
Americans.
all have concerns, and we all want to be able to get responses from Mr. Webster. Okay, those are a couple of things. I just wanted to make sure. So we are going to have, and do you have a calendar do you keep a calendar for Mr. Webster's when he's going to be, where he's going to be visiting and things like that?
I have a comment too. Your comment that we can't have a public schedule for the congressman is because of security reasons. I don't find that very valid. I don't think anybody's out to get him. This isn't Russia yet. But if he's in town, we should be able to know that he's in town. We should be able to know, where he's meeting with and whom. Just like at the White House, there should be logs of who our president's meeting with, and I don't think our congressman should be exempt from that.
Should be accessible to his
And if he's doing public
constituents.
events,
Except
anywhere within the 11th congressional district.
We don't need to know he's going out to dinner with this white person.
We should know where he's doing public events.
Yes.
We just kind of feel that he wants to represent us in name, but we don't feel that he's representing us in that he's not finding out what we need and what we want. He wants to do what he thinks is best for us without any input from his constituents.
And truly, it's not for him to decide what's best for us, it's for us to decide, and then he just votes, because we can't all go down there and vote. So he's supposed to represent what we collectively
Right.
say, and he
We
doesn't
feel like
listen
he's
to us,
doing
how
it-
is he gonna know?
In a very dictatorial way. He doesn't want information from us, he doesn't want concerns from us. He doesn't want to know what our concerns are. And yet we're supposed to vote for him? And he's supposed to represent us?
We don't want to shoot the messenger.
You know?
We just think, we appreciate your listening.
Yeah, we just want
We're
to
not trying to be
know.
mean
So
to
we're
you.
gonna hold his feet to the fire, that we will have a town hall meeting before he leaves in the next.
With or without him.
Okay, we'll have a meeting with or without him, and that will not look good for him. Okay. That's fair, right?
And the reality is, he's new to this district. He doesn't know us. He may think he does, but he does not. And the only way he will get to know us is by coming here, listening to us, sharing with us, and he's got to provide that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not
He needs to show.
Again, this is a representative group, this is not even close to what our membership is, but we don't want to overwhelm the office, so.
And in case he's not
May I
aware
say
of it.
something as a new person in the villages? The demographics are changing. There are new people moving in from different areas. So I think it would really be advisable for him to meet new people, because I'm here from Seattle, which is a whole different ballywhack. And I think there's a lot of younger people that are moving in, that are more liberal, that are moving in.
Lots of
And-
independents.
Yes, independence, and I think he really
Independents and
needs to
moderates.
find out what his demographics are so he can speak to his constituents.
Well, and in case he's not aware, the Sumter County has the largest Democratic club in the state of Florida. So it's not like there's just a few of us just because we're the ones that come in and bring the message. And that's not counting the independents and the Republicans, because most of these issues are nonpartisan
Yeah, they
issues.
are.
Absolutely.
And so Republicans are also as interested in
Yeah.
seeing him as
Air,
the
water,
Democrats are.
our
These are-
children.
Right, these are
Maybe
people who
more
are
so.
putting country before profit, and that's really important to
Amen.
know what's going on.
Most of us aren't this politically active otherwise. It's not because we lost the election.
No.
I've lost more elections since I than I won, and this is the first time I've ever had to do this.
Me
It's
too.
because we worry about the country. Yeah, right now, when he doesn't worry about the country, there's something wrong with him, because this is not like, gray areas. No. This is serious stuff. We have trouble sleeping at night, and so we are not going to stop. And I think most people here feel
Laura,
the same way.
I think it's important for him to understand, and Holly had mentioned this before. We appreciate that as a result of gerrymandering, it is highly likely that a Republican is going to continue to hold the seat in the 11th congressional district. That doesn't mean it's going to be that Republican, because just as the Tea Party primaried Republicans in solid Republican seats, those of us who feel he's not responsive to us will work hard to find someone who will listen to us, who will care about the things we're saying, to primary him. We don't want to to primary him, Webster.
Right.
We don't want to have to do that. We want him to be responsive, to listen to us, to let us know what he is doing. But that is something that he should be aware we can do, and we're prepared to do, and we're prepared to get our large numbers of people behind that candidate campaigning for him or her. So
Including Democrats.
he shouldn't feel, I don't have to worry because a Republican will always be elected in this district. That's true. It won't necessarily be that Republican.
Or independent.
Whoever puts country first is gonna get the majority of the votes next time, whether it's Republican, Democrat, Independent.
Correct.
Because the first ones that stand up and speak against this insanity is gonna rally the whole country. And he could be one of them, or not.
This is about as rowdy as we get.